What is the good word, everyone? Welcome on to Chatterbox Bearcats. You can find the show on YouTube, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Eric Lilly, Nick Niehaus, Chuck Walter on the program today. We go live after every single game, and we go live when news breaks, and today is one of those days where we had breaking news. Jizzle James, no longer a member of the Cincinnati Bearcats men's basketball team. We'll give you the little details that we know surrounding that, how it changes the complexion of next year's basketball team. And we're not going to get into any Nebraska talk today. We have from Locked On Nebraska, stand by for the name. Obviously, we're going to know him a lot more when the program starts tomorrow. But he's a legend. Connor Happer from Locked On Nebraska is going to cross in with us for tomorrow's program. We'll talk all about that football game and, of course, previews entering next week. Also, a very surprise special guest on next week's program, a Bearcat legend. That's a tease. That's all I'm going to say. Niehaus, Lilly, fellas, somber news. Not great. Jizzle James no longer on the basketball team. Timeline of the events was, we kind of documented the first day where we noticed something was off. It was when Jizzle James claimed that his Instagram account had been hacked after declaring for the NBA draft. We didn't hear anything about it. Months went by. We just thought, I don't know what we thought about that. Months went by, and then we see a picture of him in a Georgia uniform that he posts. He deletes it. He starts posting. He starts deleting. There's smoke around the program. When there's smoke, there's usually fire. And it came to a crashing halt yesterday when he started going at Sincere Harris on Instagram and basically posting his Instagrams going at UC's now starting shooting guard, most likely, back and forth for the world to see. And it was announced today per Wes Miller that he's currently not on the team. You could speculate whether that means he's gone for good or just not on the team this season. All we know is it's an unfortunate situation all around. It's a personal matter, according to Wes Miller, so he's not going to talk about it. There's really not a lot to speculate on, but it's a huge loss. It is a blow. It's the Cats' leading scorer. And now you start to wonder, as you lose a ball handler, are there enough ball handlers on a team that has been turnover prone and in the Wes Miller era? So let's start there. I guess, fellas, good to see you. How we doing, Niehaus? How we doing, Lilly?
Hey, it's great. We haven't been on, all three of us, all summer, right? So we got about 1 week till football season starts. Good to see everybody back. Not under these circumstances, but still good to see you guys.
We kind of knew it was coming, right?
It's never a good thing to talk hoops in mid-August, right? Like that means something bad happened.
Unless Jordy joins the fold.
But we're going to talk hoops.
Yes, we are. That is Cincinnati's potential starting point guard or shooting guard, however you want to cut it. And if he wasn't going to be a starter, he was at least going to be one of the 2-3 leading scorers on this year's team. And now when you go down the depth chart, you still are all right at the point guard position, you think, with Dayday Thomas, with Kirk Ariza, and with a freshman in Keyshawn Tillery that has been hyped up as a really talented freshman that is kind of ready to go, could step in and give you some serious minutes as a freshman. So you feel all right at that position. But Jizzle, you would have had to have thought he would have played some combo guard, some two this season. Now it's Sincere Harris at the two guard. I don't know a ton about his handles. Lilly, you can get into that. But minus that, you really have to bank on Abayev being a pretty decent ball handler, because I don't think it's going to be Celestine. You go up and down the roster, and this team now has a clear weakness. It's guys that can handle the rock as a secondary handler.
Yeah, and I think my biggest concern about that is depth. Like, if Kriisa went down, I'd be pretty scared. And we know he does have an injury history. I don't think Sincere is going to be doing a ton of handling. He's like, to me, he's more of like a cutter. And we do have Jalen Haynes. It sounds crazy. Not a ball handler, really, but he distributes out of the post. He's a good passer. He will drive to the rim if he has the space. I expect UC to use Jalen Haynes in like a creator fashion a little. And like you said, Sean Abayev, it's going to be he is going to be a secondary ball handler. When certain lineup is on the court, I think we'll see that a lot. But we really need Kirk Kriisa and Dayday Thomas to to be consistent and get better, be better players than they have been in their career.
We're talking about a player in Jizzle James that scored nearly 800 points through his first 2 seasons at Cincinnati. Clearly was the most ready Bearcat to score a bunch of points this upcoming season. Maybe Avayev, but based on what we know, what they've done on the floor, it was Jizzle James, who's probably going to be the team's leading scorer. You lose him August 19th. You have the NIL factor that now plays into it, where you would have to imagine Jizzle James commanded quite a bit of money that was tied up into what you expected to be one of your leading scorers. He's now gone. You don't know if you can really replace him. This is aside from the human aspect, it sucks what's going on with Jizzle right now. The basketball aspect, this is kind of it's not kind of, it's a make or break season for Wes Miller. And it puts him in a tough spot going into the season, Niehaus, when you're starting shooting guard and really only shooting guard on the roster, aside from Grant Derbyshire and Bryson Buckingham, walk-ons, is Sincere Harris.
I feel like we're in the same situation we were in last year when it came to we're screwed if Aziz gets hurt. And it's kind of now this year, if Kirk Kriisa, Dayday Thomas, or Keyshawn Tillery, if one of those guys go down, we're hurting for ball handlers, like you guys mentioned. So we might have to see Sean Abayev handle it up the floor in Clifton. Thankfully, we're in a new age of basketball where in the NBA, you have centers bringing it up the court. I don't think that's going to be too much of a concern. I do think it's that scoring. I mean, we talked about it at nausea during portal season where it's like, who's going to be the alpha? And I'm looking at the roster and it's like, Jizzle was definitely going to be the alpha. He was definitely going to shoot the most, do you think? And I just don't know who that guy's going to be yet again. Is Chom going to be the alpha offensively? I think he's going to be probably our best player and probably the best NBA prospect we have. Well, definitely the best NBA prospect we have. But who's going to be that guy? Who is it?
It's going to be Sean Abayev if this team wants to be worth a damn. If not, in my opinion, or maybe Baba, one of those two guys. But if not, I think we're in for a tough season, fellas. Like if Sean Abayev isn't, forget the truth, if he's just not good, right? He's got to be a good freshman. He's got to come out there and score 10 points, 12 points on efficiency. He has to create for others. He has to be able to hang defensively at the collegiate level, things that we don't know. I think based off tape, McDonald's All-American game, watching him in that U.S. versus the world game, just from the little that I've seen, I think he's up for that challenge, which is why I'm not panicking too much. I think he's one of those freshmen that can come in and be a one and done and really be ready to go from day one. But if he's not, man, I mean, it's going to be hopefully 12 from Dayday and 10 from Kerr and 9 from Baba and that sort of thing to me.
Let me flip the script on you real quick, Chuck. This is a truly Discord rumor that UC reached out to a guard from Oklahoma State who's just hanging out in the portal right now. I think he's been waiting for a spot to open up on a P4 team. And UCF's also talking to him. His name's Arturo Dean. He had 7 points per game on 40% shooting, 28% from three, but averaged 2.5 steals per game. He's averaged almost 3 steals per game his entire career. He's an old player. He's kind of like the point guard version of Sincere Harris. Do you think would that make you feel any better if we got a guy like that?
7 points on 39% from the floor, or a bust 27% from three, 68% from the charity stripe. No, quite frankly, that does nothing to curb the issues that I have right now. If he can handle it a little bit, I mean, maybe, but it's not necessarily the point guard position that scares me. It's that combo 2 guard. Like we got some wings that hopefully can put the ball in the basket, but Celestine's not breaking down a defense. I mean, who else do we have that's going to break down a defense? It was supposed to be Jizzle that, you could get the ball to and he could get his shot off. And I mean, it's Dayday, right?
Lily, that guy sounds like a Bearcat. That guy sounds like a Bearcat to me. I mean, what
he does.
That's exactly what we need. Chuck, you brought something up. I want to go on a little tangent, and it's the whole Sean Abayev. I feel like everybody got so excited with Sean Abayev. Then you had everybody online like, whoa, let's calm down. Like at best, a freshman's coming in and scoring 10 points a game. It's like, because it hasn't happened in forever in Clifton. It's like we haven't seen a tape like Sean Abayev's in a long time offensively. So
and how he
maybe
does it, right? It's threes. It's shooting.
Yeah.
It's things that do translate, and he can get his shot off at will. He's 6'8", so and he does it off his own creation, right? So it's not like he's gonna need a Jizzle or someone to create for him.
No, I think he probably, unless it's one of those curses where he puts on the Bearcat uniform and suddenly shoots 25% from three.
It's on the way.
Everybody's been saying that's not a unique take from me, but I think he probably is the alpha. I like what we got with Kirk Creese and Keyshawn Tillery though at the 1. It's just a matter of everybody staying healthy. Like I had Kirk Creese when we did this starting 5 in May. I was like, I think Kirk Creese is probably going to start, and now here we are. I don't think there's any question he's going to start. But I like our guys. It's just we need somebody to step up big time.
So who's our leading scorers? I will start, and I'll say it's going to be Sean Abayev at 12.2 points per game, followed by – actually, stand by. I gave you the full allotment of points and then left out Jalen Haynes. So I'm like, we're scoring 82 a game without Jalen Haynes scoring a single point. We're doing all right in Clifton. What did I give you guys, though? I went with Abayev at 13.2, Baba behind him at 12, Dayday at 11, Chom at 9, and then we'll throw Haynes in there at 9 too. Creese at 8, Celestine at 8, Harris at 8, Tillery at 5, Rodriguez at 4, McKinley at 4. Great podcasting. But I have no idea, truly. I do think my top 2 scorers, though, would be Sean Abayev and either Dayday Thomas or Baba Miller.
Lily, you want to go?
I'll go because mine's a curveball. This is a great question, by the way. Like you could ask 10 UC fans this question and get like 7 different answers. I'm going with Mustafa Cham, and he isn't like a scoring big man. Like he's not going to post up. Same thing as Aziz. He's a lob threat, but he shoots threes. And he averaged 10 points a game last year. But I was running through some game logs. His last 20 games of the year, this is Big 12 play, guys. He got better in season as a true freshman. He averaged 12.5 points. His rebounds went up. His offensive rebounds went up. And it's not a minutes thing either. Like he was just more efficient. He was shooting 3 threes a game down the stretch. If he takes that leap that I think he can take, and I mean, you're seeing this guy on a couple like NBA mock drafts, not like surefire first round or anything, but his name's being mentioned. And I think the whole Baba Miller Chom thing with a distributor like Kirk Creese on the floor, I really think Chom's going to get some easy buckets. He runs the floor really well. Our defense should be great, so he should be getting a couple transition buckets, and he's going to make some threes. So that's my it's probably more of a long shot, but I'm sticking with it. I think Chom's going to go like 12, 13 a game.
Glad you mentioned defense, because that's one thing that I think, Jizzle or no Jizzle, the team's just going to be fine in. In the interior, they're going to be fine. Dayday, great point of attack defender. I think Tillery's going to kind of be a bulldog based off what we've heard and seen. Niehaus, offensively, where's the punch going to come from? If Chom's our leading scorer, we're royally screwed, right?
I don't know how much of a long shot Chom being our leading scorer really is, Lily. I mean, I don't know. I feel like everybody's at like 5-1 odds. Like you just take your pick. And
when's the last time a Bearcat big led the team in scoring? Either Yancey or
I was to say
Max.
that would be the last,
right?
It would have to be Yancey at the latest, right? I don't know.
Was Gary leading the team in scoring? But Gary had finesse. Like Chom's not scoring like Gary. I don't know. I think he got some buckets from a UCF team that just had 1 million possessions and scored like 95 points a game. Let's not forget that. I just don't see Chom being our leading scorer.
I would hope we get something from the guards or the wings. Like I would love for Sean Abayev to be the number 1 scorer. I would love that. I have a cop-out answer on who's going to be. It's who I want to be, and that is That's Kirk Kriisa. I would love Kirk Kriisa to be our leading scorer. I mean, I'm looking at his stats now. He did have 11 a game at West Virginia. He can shoot the ball. He shot 42% from 3 that year. So I would love for him to be our best offensive player. I just think that'd be fun. I love the way he plays. I'm not saying he's going to be, so that's my cop out.
Tell us if Kirk Kriisa is our best offensive player, I thought we were going to be good. I've convinced myself that I'm fully back. Like, come on. I mean,
I'm hoping for a breakout in his 6th year of college. I'm hoping for a breakout. I'll go Sean Abayev for who I think will be. You don't know. Like, I don't even want to give an answer because we might look back on this and look like idiots.
I just think this team is built to where he's got to be a savior of some sort. He's got to be a freshman that's built different. If he's not built different, Lily's laughing. Lily, the most positive Bearcat fan on planet Earth. He's like, oh, we're going to be fine. We just lost 14 points per game in the middle of August. We'll be fine. Tell me, Lily, what are you sticking?
How was he scoring those points? You know, like,
I mean, he was scoring about as efficiently as Arturo Dean. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I'm laughing because no one mentioned Baba Miller, and that was my second choice.
I said 12 a game behind 13 from Abayev.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be nice.
Do you think?
Well,
so who?
Go ahead, Lily. Sorry.
So the question here is, who, being our leading scorer, would make this team like reach their ceiling? Like, do you think Abayev being great is the answer? Because I think it's Baba Miller.
I think it's 1A, 1B.
But that's my second. Yeah, it's one of those two for sure.
I think if Baba Miller pops because he's someone that's been on some NBA draft boards and he's got some offensive bag and can handle it a little. He's massive, 6'11". If he starts playing more like a wing than down on the interior, or just gets better at his interior play, snags some offensive rebounds, that sort of thing, he could put up 14 and 7 and be our dude, which I'm fine with either way. But again, back to Niehaus's point, if Kirk Kriisa coming in at 11 points per game as our leading scorer, we're going to be scoring about 64.
Well, what else is new? But anyway, you know what? A name nobody's mentioned, not to be the leading scorer, but like to be a scorer. Jordy Rodriguez, is he? I mean, you watch his highlights and it looks like I'm out there at the Y. You know what I mean? He's just chucking. He literally chucks. I love it. And how does that translate? I have no idea. I hate the whole international thing. I hated it when Xavier did it 2 years ago, when everyone's like, oh my God, look at all these international guys we're getting. It's like, who knows how good these guys are? Like, you have no idea how an international guy is going to translate. But looking at his offensive tape, it's like, this guy is chucking up crazy shots and they're going in. Is he going to add anything? I just feel like, I don't know. Like,
Lily, you can tell me, but CMOS? Like, CMOS wasn't very good last year. Do we think Jordy can just do that?
Kind of forgot about CMOS, to be honest with you.
What a letdown.
Yeah, that's how long an off season it's been. I forgot that CMOS Lukosius was on the team and we had to replace him. After I said he was going to be an All-American, like 2 weeks into the season, after hit 70% in the month of November. Jordy, to me though, when you look at his past stats, equal competition or lesser competition, he was someone that averaged like 7-8 a game. So, and he's 21 years of age. So I find it hard to believe that he's just going to come in and average like 16, but he could shoot it. I like that.
The way I look at Jordy right now, obviously we might start hearing things at practice and that he fits in, he's doing great. But the way I look at him is like, if Celestine doesn't work out, it's another option. Like that, it just increases our odds of that like shooter that is only playing for shooting can be on our team and having a positive impact, because Celestine's proven, he's old, been around the block, but there's injuries. It's a long season. So now we have two of those guys, and Jordy's just a coin flip. You could tell me he'd score 2 points per game or 8. Anything in between that, I totally believe it would happen this year.
It's sad. I was so excited. I mean, we even tweet off-season West, like June West, May West, like, but now with Jizzle gone, like, I'm looking at the roster and I'm just like, where are we going to get this offense. And I know that's just what we're talking about, but like, I am worried. Like, I was really high on this team, and we just been burned so many times, man. We just need a tournament. We just need to see a tournament. I feel like everybody is good. Everybody's probably like the rotation that we have. I'm confident in being at least competitive.
What's
in the
the one
12.
thing, fellas? The one thing that is a staple of Cincinnati, aside from missing a lot of shots and usually pretty good defense, what is a staple of UC basketball year after year offensively? Standing around, just passing around the perimeter, not cutting into the teeth of the defense, not breaking it down, not using the pass to open things up and get the defense back on their heels, that sort of thing. Good passes, entry passes, things that are crucial for basketball teams to do. Not having Jizzle and having Sincere Harris as your starting shooting guard, who's not necessarily known as like that ball handler, it puts a lot of pressure on Abayev. It does, because he is someone that when I watched him in the McDonald's All-American game specifically, it almost looked as if handles are the part of his game that are the least developed and that he needs to work on the most. Like, he doesn't need him a ton because he's so quick for his size that he can just burst past people and can pull up on a dime and hit it from 32 feet. Like, he doesn't have to show that part of his bag much. What happens if he can't handle defensive pressure from long wings at the collegiate level? Is Celestine someone that can do that? I don't necessarily think so at a big time level. And then, it may very well be Baba Miller that, we're asking to be a wing playmaker that can break down defenses, because someone's going to have to do it, or it's going to be more of the same. Pass it around the perimeter, chuck it up. Maybe a little bit better this year with Haynes, another guy that could potentially break down, and then Cham being able to be in the post as well. So still a ton of question marks entering the season, but usually it's not the question marks we see that rear their ugly head. It's something random, like a massive team can't rebound, right, Lily? That's what it's been lately.
Yep. And to me, the floor of this team is a little higher than previous years, just because I think our defense is going to be elite. And last year on KenPom, I'm a big KenPom guy. Last year, our defense on KenPom was 22nd. I'm sorry, that's the worst top 25 defense I've ever watched in my life. Like, we lack toughness, physicality. We didn't rebound the ball defensively. And we just didn't get like stops when we needed them, if that makes sense. And that's just not a top 25 defense to me. I don't care what KenPom says. This defense has Dayday Thomas and Harris as defensive stoppers on the perimeter, not just Dayday. And it has Cham, who, me, I like Aziz a little more than most, but Cham is absolutely an upgrade on Aziz defensively. He's taller, he's longer. His shot blocking was pretty crazy as a freshman. And then you have Baba Miller as a help side, like, rim protector. And while Dylan Mitchell was a good defender, really good defender, he was kind of a tweener, I thought, where there's just a little stretch in Big 12 play where if Mitchell got like posted up on, it was a bucket. Like, his arms aren't long enough. He's not physical enough for like some fours in this league. Baba Miller's got 3 inches on him, and he has help side rim protection. This team, it might be ugly, but I think with just how draining these last few seasons have been, I think like the passion and the grittiness and maybe getting in transition a little more is going to be like the calling card to this team. And hopefully that's just like a clear identity that they have, because we haven't had an identity since Wes Miller got here.
Wow. Lily just absolutely just talked me back in. I mean, that was something special. I will say, Lily mentioned this when we got all these guys in the portal. There's no lack of dog in the fight on this team. That is one thing that's for sure. And you see it with nearly every single guy that he got in the portal, or, out of high school with Keyshawn Tillery as well. But like Kirk Kreese is a dog, like Jalen Haynes is a dog. Cham in his own way is going to be a dog. Like that's going to be a plus for the Bearcats this year for sure.
All right. Anything else we want to get into from the basketball team, fellas, before we give the people a little sneak peek of what we can expect from the Nebraska game. Any final thoughts on the Hoops team? Going once.
Yeah, I will say, like, we talked about it last year when
Tyler McKinley. Like,
yeah.
there's a name we haven't mentioned at all. Local guy too. What are we expecting from McKinley, fellas?
Lily, you want to answer that one?
So McKinley, like, from what I've heard, like in high school, was a playmaking big man, good passer, smart, knows the system, good at setting screens, just a good basketball player. Now, he's a freshman. I don't think like he's going to run our offense or anything, but I expect him to play a little. I think he'll play more than Zella. I don't think he'll play like more than 10 minutes a game though, but I'm excited to see what he is because I've just heard him described in so many different ways that it's like just one of those guys you want to see for yourself to see what they actually are, because he just has those goofy, I don't know. I'm a sucker for unique body types. He just has like those big shoulders. He runs a little funny.
Here's how I got to cut in with this. Lilly was a big fan of Quadri Moore's tape back in the day. That was a hill that he died on. He said that this guy with his big shoulders and his unique ability is going to be a playmaker. And then you saw him game one at UC and you probably said, I take that back. So like with a player that you've never seen before that has a unique ability, you really do have to see it firsthand, because tapes can be discouraging, but I don't know what you saw in Quadri's tape, to be honest with you.
I must have been drinking.
I was going to say, so last year when Sean Abayev committed, like there was all this talk about the insane amount of pressure that's going to be on him. Like he's Wes's savior, all this sort of stuff. Then that died off. I think we might be back in the insane amount of pressure for Sean Abayev. I mean, here we are. Chuck's already saying that should be our leading scorer. Like I don't worry about that, but like I hope he is somebody that can rise up to that sort of pressure, because there is going to be a lot on him coming in as a true freshman.
Is it insane to say that Dayday Thomas could be the leading scorer?
I was going to say him. I changed my mind because I said I want Kirk Creason to be the leading scorer because I think that'd be fun. But I think Dayday can do it. I think, honestly, he's probably a better bet than some of the names I would have given elsewhere. So
averaged 10 last year and only played
his dunks. He's at 12 points a game right there.
Yeah, 10 points in 25 minutes for Jizzle last year. So
come on, Dayday.
And honestly, as the season went along, I'm getting into the splits now. Finished the season in the Crown with 19, had another double-figure game against DePaul with 13. I completely forgot we lost to UCF in the Crown. Jesus Christ. Anyways, back on my soapbox. Crown, never heard of her.
What is that?
Oklahoma State, he scored 21 in the Big 12 first round, had 12 against Oklahoma State last game of the season, 12 against Kansas State, 19 against Houston. These are all consecutive, 10 against Baylor, 12 against TCU, 13, 15, 20, 10. So, I mean, it was the beginning of the year that really skewed his average when he didn't score in double figures his first 15 of 17 games. It looks like he didn't reach double figures. And then I just rattled off how many he scored in a row. So yeah, Wes believes in this guy, and it may be Dayday Thomas that's breaking down the defense. And we're not giving nearly enough credit to, because he is nice.
Well, also, like, he's doing that with a team that was abysmal offensively. So it's like you are going to have some complementary pieces this year where Dayday might be able to repeat that, right? Or be even better. Because you can kick it out to Sean Abayev for a spot up three. You can kick it up to Jalen Celestine or Jordy Rodriguez or Baba Miller or Chom. Like, we have all these guys who, in theory, can knock down a shot. We didn't have that last year. So
we thought we did.
We did.
I have a contrarian, like, this isn't an attack on Niehaus, because I've seen this tweeted out by a lot of people. The take about the pressure on Abayev. This is like a completely new team. Like Dayday and McKinley are like and Zella are the only guys back. And I kind of think, like, while we are saying all the pressure in the world's on Abayev, if we stink, people are just going to boo Wes. Like, I think people like Abayev and they want him to be the guy. Oh, but yeah. I'm not sure, like, these guys are feeling pressure to
no player has pressure.
I don't think they don't feel like what the fans have felt the last 3 years. So I just wanted to address that angle because I personally disagree with it. But I mean,
pressure in terms of the team being good.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that the fans are going to put on him and
has
say
all the pressure,
you know,
in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's constructed a team at this point that just doesn't necessarily have a lot of playmakers at the guard position. I love what he did with the big man room after the debacle the last few seasons. I think, I mean, how many dudes do we have above 6'10" on this team?
Baba's 6'11".
That's what I'm saying.
And he might be a wing.
At the same time as
he might be a big wing.
Yeah. So, and Abayev's a massive southpaw, 6'8", small forward, and Lilly's talking him into being a shooting guard. So,
we can put a big lineup out there, Chuck.
We can. I mean, we're intriguing. I'm not going to sit here and say we're not intriguing. I'm excited to see what we are. I just I could see teams putting the pressure on us and us looking at each other like we just turned it over 25 times against Stetson. Like,
has that game been announced already?
No.
I've been waiting for the scheduling news, Chuck.
It may be Evansville or Pine Bluff, but
that's the MTE.
We should. Here's what we're gonna do. We're each gonna throw a non-conference team into the abyss, and if any of it hits, then that person gets a steak dinner on everyone else.
All right, let's.
I'm gonna go with great podcasting here.
How many
Loyola,
more teams
Maryland.
Do we have?
You're going Loyola, Maryland. I'm going to go NJIT, the New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Chuck, I literally had that. Now I got to come up with another one. I'm not
kidding.
You
got to find something on the
spot.
spot.
That was my answer.
Yeah.
I pulled up Pin Pom, just looked at a random team.
You know what? Let's just do Arkansas Pine Bluff. Are they already on the roster? They might, or on the schedule. They might already be.
I don't know.
I believe that there was an authentic guess, so you're getting credit regardless.
All right.
I'll go Radford for Houdini. I think he's a Radford guy tonight. Anyways, football wise, it's the Huskers and it's the Bearcats. Nebraska's 7-point favorites. They're expected to have a pretty good team that should be flirting with the top 25. It's kind of crazy. All the Cornhusker fans that hopped into this comments and said that the Bearcats don't have a single chance and that we're not on the same level. And from a fan perspective, absolutely. It's like 600 comments to 2 from the Bearcats fans. I agree with that. And the fact that they're going to have 60,000 at Arrowhead at a neutral site and we're probably going to have 5,000 in terms of Bearcats fans. I agree with that. But Nebraska has kind of sucked for a long ass time. I mean, we're talking like one winning season in the last 10, I believe.
Careful, Chuck.
In the last decade. And they sucked last year. No, I mean, it's facts. I'm sorry if they hurt your feelings. Those are facts. They've sucked for a minute now. Big Ten or not. You throw that team in the American, and they probably wouldn't have won it many times in the last decade.
You see it in the comments of I've watched a couple Nebraska shows to try to do some prep, and there's a lot of Nebraska fans in the comments saying we're going to choke. Like it just feels like a choke spot for them because they always do. Doesn't mean anything really, but like, Will Compton's sitting there and whatever he's saying out of his mouth, he actually deep down is nervous about this game.
Niehaus, you nervous?
Yeah. Yes. It's
Satterfield, right?
Yeah. I like our superstars. I think Sorsby's going to be a superstar. Royer's going to be a superstar. And obviously Dante Corleone already is. And I like I feel like we're top heavy. Like, I feel like we have like 7 really good athletes and I'm waiting to see the rest of the team be good. We just don't know. So it's hard to not be nervous, but I mean, Lilly said it for months. Like this game is humongous. It's probably the biggest game on the schedule. Well, actually it is, because it is a must win. Chatterbox Bearcats sealed must win for sure. It absolutely is. And I'm not even like being funny. Like, this is 100% a must win game. It absolutely is, because we can go into week 5.
We can literally lose this game and make the playoffs without this affecting us. But I understand. Yes, it's an important game.
Chuck sounded like me over there. What the
logic, right? Yeah. No, you better win the game, because if you lose and you look bad in losing, you're probably just gonna suck, right? It's probably not a one-off, and it's the noise and Arrowhead that got to you. Like, if you don't look good, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, you may just suck. Like opening night,
I think
the whole world's going to be watching that game. Like, I don't know if UC fans realize how big this like time slot is. Like, we're the only big game on at that time, and it's on ESPN. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This is like Scott Satterfield, if he wins this game, it's a new slate completely from this game. That's how big of an opportunity it is.
It's like Pittsburgh last year, to some extent, in terms of it's an early chance to make a statement about how good you are against a team that's not named Miami of Ohio. And for like 3 quarters, we were getting ready to say, I think UC is going to be good. And they blew it. And that's what scares me, is this team in tight games has not won really any of them. I mean, think about it. Going back to Miami of Ohio in Scott's first season, Pittsburgh last year, Texas Tech, name another game, West Virginia.
We used up all those. We used up all our good luck.
I mean, for years now, it's been like you can't really rely on them. So for me, I'll take the 7, right? I'll take the 7 on the line and feel decent about it, but prove it to me. Prove it to me.
You know who loses more close games than the Cincinnati Bearcats?
Nebraska.
The Nebraska Cornhuskers.
So essentially, we're just playing our friends from the further Midwest that feel the exact same way as us in both basketball and football. And
their basketball's hilarious.
Hold up now. I would say the way we feel about basketball, they feel about football for sure.
I mean,
like we were once good,
Yeah.
We need to get back, guys. This is depressing. I mean,
this is like make or break year for both sports. We said this last year, but like even more now.
I mean, this is the first basketball season we're going in with a coach on the hot seat.
But I feel like basketball
in my life,
you can always turn it up, right? Football, it just does feel like there is some apathy there, and you're always going to go to the games because they're a blast, and you only have so many of them. You enjoy the sunshine, you go out there, but I think in terms of people believing that the ship can be righted, there's still more of a blind sense of faith in Wes than there is Scott for whatever reason.
100%.
Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely.
Even though it shouldn't be that way. Satterfield's actually won at a pretty high level in terms of what he did at Louisville. Wes, he's done nothing to show us that he's actually capable of winning consistently at an elite level, but
I think that all has to do with the coaches that came before, and not Brandon. I'm skipping Brandon, but going to Mick. Like Wes brought us recruits at a high level that Mick never did. Now the difference is Mick won. Like Wes hasn't won, and Scott Satterfield's coming in, and he has a huge shoes to fill with Luke Fickell. So I think that's the biggest difference. It's kind of unfair to either of them.
Yeah, Scott inherited Petrino's mess at Louisville, kind of turned him around right away. Inherited a mess at UC, really, establishing his own culture. And they, I thought, looked pretty good for 7 games last season and shit the bed the last 5. And they'll have a chance to make it right to start against Nebraska and to really have a nice victory tour for about a month before the Big 12 slate picks up. And no Miami this year. Remember, that's a little nugget leading into the season. The Miami rivalry is done. The victory bell is in Clifton to be rung for the rest of time. Quasimodo, come on up, ring the bell. Final thoughts from you fellas.
I got nothing. I'm ready for football season. I'm ready to get back to podcasting again. I'm ready to get back into it. That's it. I'm excited.
I love it.
Yep. Final thoughts is time to rock and roll with these. We got our big preview podcast coming up. We got 2 podcasts coming up next week, and hopefully some winning instant reactions this year, guys.
Yeah, these things have taken years off my life doing these voluntarily. Imagine suffering through a 3-hour game and being like, all right, let's fire up a post-game show. Happy Saturday night. Wherever you're listening, this is Chatterbox Bearcats. You could find us on YouTube and wherever you get your audio podcasts. Speaking for Eric, Lilly, Nick Niehaus, my name's Chuck Walter. This is Chatterbox Bearcats. We'll see you next time. Peace.